So let's work on some short putts and give you a couple of ideas that you can take into your practice session to help you to start to develop a little bit of confidence. So we've obviously discussed the setup, we've discussed the stroke, the length of swing, and when it comes to these shorter putts, we obviously know that the length of swing is not going to be very long. We've got to make sure that we're getting our start line correct. And for me, one of the biggest things that I would like to see when people do the shorter putts is a lack of movement. Because I think if we are shifting pressure or moving the shoulders in terms of maybe having a little sneaky little look, I think that is one of the biggest reasons why people miss those shorter putts. So, I'm going to show you two different activities that you can do. Now, I'll be honest, if you're doing this properly, you'd probably want to go through your whole routine, and if you're using a line like I do, I think you should be using a line every time. Just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to try and do this fairly quickly. A, it gives me a bit of an excuse if I do miss any, and B, then you're not just watching me do a putting routine forever. So, the first ones that I've done, 4 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet. Now, 8 feet, that magic number gets spoken about a lot. 50% on the PGA Tour. If you're standing on this 8-foot putt and you're missing, don't worry, everyone does. So there has to be some sort of understanding that even these tour players that are playing on the best greens in the world, that have been absolutely perfection, and they practice all the time and they play all the time, they're still only getting 50%. Okay, so have that expectation that if I've got 3 golf balls, that at least 1.5 is going to miss on average. So just have a fairly straight-ish putt, and in the hope that you can just see the ball go into the hole. Now, there was a key word there that we're going to slightly change, because I don't want you to see it going in the hole. Yeah, I want you to hear it going into the hole. I think there's a little bit of a right to left putt, or I'm pulling my putts again. Because if I told you to not look, I think it's the best way of keeping the body still and keeping the arc on the correct line. I think if people get here and they start to have a little sneak peek, I think it ruins their shoulder alignment. And therefore, we could have the potential of knocking this putter. That was a terrible putt, Andy. Got away with that one. See, I didn't even move my head. Now, when you get 3 in a row, move back to the next one. Now, you can be as nice or as mean to yourself as you want, because I could be like, if I miss any of these, I've got to go back to the 4, and maybe I don't leave the putting green until... Can my shadow work? That's a little trick in it. It makes all the grass. That's never going to go in. So, this is a simple practice station. And for me, this is training the hearing of the ball going into the hole, because, let's be honest, it's one of the best sounds in golf, isn't it? Just that little drop of the ball going into the hole, rather than seeing. And then the other very common one that I would do is the compass drill. So this then allows you to start doing left to right, right to left, uphill, downhill. And obviously you want to try and find a hole that is on a slight slope. So then I've got slightly uphill. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on this is horrible slope again. And then a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. And again, you can mix this up. You could say, right, I'm going to do 3 putts from every position. You could be like, have 4 golf balls and do 1 from each position. And once you get 4 in a row, move the tee back a foot to 5, and then to 6, then to 7, then to 8. See how far you can get the ones away. You can do that where you're like, I'm not gonna leave until I've done at least 6 foot. I've got 15 minutes and we're gonna see how far I can get back. And then just, if you did this on a fairly regular basis, then you'll start to develop an understanding of whether your putting is improving. So if I've got the uphill, downhill, I'm just gonna do 4 right now. And again, if you're testing yourself, I think there should be a proper routine. So, biggest thing, hear it, don't see it. Nice. Wow, this is a bit tricky. Would not fancy this on a golf course. But these are good ones to practice. I've got quite a downhill right to left. Can't hear anything. I ever borrowed it. And then last one, just on the left lip, I want to say. Hear it, don't see it, Andy. Hear it, don't see it. That was a horrible push, by the way, people. That is not going in the hole ever. So, I clearly need to work on my short putting. These 2 activities are definitely going to help you to develop, an awareness of your putting, and to give you a good feel and hopefully some tasks to improve as you progress and do your putting. But the biggest key from this video is on the shorter ones, really try hard to not see it going in the hole, but it will keep the whole body nice and stable.